guys, so I just want to make a quick video on a little myth that's going around. It's been going around for a little while. But pretty much it's going to be on how to properly warm up a motorcycle tire. And a lot of people, I see a lot of guys do it on the track, I see a lot of guys do it on the street, I see a lot of guys talking about it on the forums and stuff like that, that they think swerving back and forth is actually going to warm up the whole surface of the motorcycle tire, which is that's actually untrue. It does warm it up a little bit, but it doesn't do a sufficient amount, and you're pretty much just wasting your time. Pretty much what people think is that if you swerve back and forth, you're actually going to warm up the whole entire tire. But the actual science behind it, and it's actually been proven, there's a lot of testing and everything that's gone into this, and I myself used to do it before I knew any better. But pretty much the main thing that warms it, like gets the tire warm, is either tire warmers. Those actually get them up to around 80 to 100 degrees, and then it takes about 2 laps to fully get them heated. I believe the MotoGP and the track guys, the AMA guys, they say the pit crews, they say about 165 degrees is about the optimal temperature for a tire, and that's throughout the whole entire tire, not just the surface. And with tire warmers, it takes about an hour to fully get through all the layers of the tire and go throughout the whole compound. Pretty much for the street guys, I know you're not going to be using tire warmers. I don't. Pretty much when you start up your bike and get it ready to go, unless you have warmers on there, your tires are not going to be ready to go. So you want to take it pretty easy, and pretty much what you want to do is good acceleration and good braking is actually going to flex the tire, creating friction. And with the acceleration at speeds, the friction from the tire flexing when it's on the surface, and the friction from actually making contact and then coming off of the road surface is going to create heat that's going to go throughout the whole tire. That's actually how you warm it up. A lot of people, the reason why they get the swerving is going to warm up your tires is because they see other people doing it, and it makes sense. Well, to most people it would make sense. And they see a lot of F1 guys do it, and track guys in their cars. Pretty much the difference between cars and motorcycles, you can tell this is a very round tire. Motorcycle tires are rounded, and the car tires are actually horizontal. When you see the guys doing that, their main purpose to do that is to get rid of debris on the tire and to scrub the surface. Usually when they go in debris or something like that, they have really sticky tires, and it holds onto the dirt. They want to try and get that off. And then the other thing too is that it does heat up the tire pretty well, because it being horizontal, when they actually swerve, it puts flex on the sidewall, which motorcycle tires don't do that because they roll over. It's actually going to put flex on the tire walls, and then it puts really good friction on the whole surface of the tire, and then that actually ends up warming it up. But they, again, track guys use tire warmers as well for their track tires. Another thing that a lot of people have a misconception about, brand new tires are not sticky. That is, again, untrue. They are very sticky when they come out of off the shelf. All you have to do is properly warm them up, which I just explained. Better acceleration or heat warmers. But having to break them in, because a lot of guys say you have to have so many miles before the rubber actually comes to properly be able to warm up and to get its traction. That's untrue. Fresh off the shelf, throw them on your bike, warm them up properly, they should be good to go. Another thing too is kind of an old school thing. A lot of guys like to scrub. It's called scrubbing the tire. What you do is you get like a Brillo pad or something like that, and you kind of scrape it up, get the top surface off. That used to be true back then, but with new tire technologies and different compounds that they use now, that you don't actually need that. Another thing too is the perfect heat is around 165 degrees. Like I said, I've been on the different tires. I've been on the Battle Axes. I've been on the factory Bridgestones. I've been on the Q2 and the Pilot Power. I believe it's the CT2. Out of those, I hate the Bridgestones. They are the squirreliest tire. I think you should get rid of those as soon as possible, especially if you're going to be doing track or canyon riding. My all-time favorite, but they don't last as well, would be the Q2s. And then behind that is pretty close is the Pilot Powers, and then behind that is the Battle Axe. Pretty decent tire, but again, the Bridgestone factory tires, which is right here, I actually do not like these tires. I've had a lot of squeal, and they're pretty known for having a little bit of slippage on the sides. But I do know guys that can run these pretty well, but I personally do not. Another thing too is when they're properly heated, tires can go up or down 3 to 5 pounds of PSI. The recommended PSI, obviously every manufacturer has their own recommendations, go by that, but usually a lot of the track guys and the canyon guys, I myself, run the front 32 to 34 PSI, and then the back or rear 28 to 32 PSI. Another problem with that too is a lot of people think, well, if I start on a cold tire, I'm going to start at maybe 26, and then that way when it warms up, it's going to be at a 28 or 30 PSI. That's unsafe. I don't recommend doing that. What you want to do is have it at the 32 PSI, get it warm, retake it. It's probably going to be a little high, let a little bit out, and you should be good to go. Pretty much temperature and surface variations, of course, it's going to make a difference on how your tire heats up, how it performs. So I got to take all that into consideration. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. And yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. So I just want to clear that up a little bit. Swerving your motorcycle isn't really going to do much, except for make you look kind of like a fool. But some people do it. There's no performance benefit to that. What you want to do is hard braking and fast acceleration, and that's pretty much just what I want to cover in this video. Like always, if you guys have any questions or concerns or anything like that, anything I missed, go ahead and write me a comment, send me a message, and always subscribe. I could always use subscribers if you guys watch. I make videos, just how it works. So I hope that helps, and safe riding, guys.